If you've been scrolling through endless listings, watching video after video trying to decide which 88-key workstation actually fits the way you play, you're not alone. The hesitation usually comes from three places: the fear of spending a fortune on a piece that sounds amazing on paper but sits awkwardly in a cramped bedroom, the worry that the weight-sensitive keys will feel too stiff for a quick jam, and the nagging doubt that the accessories you get in a bundle might be nice to have rather than must-have. I've spent the last few weeks setting up a Nord Stage 4 with the full bundle stand, bench, headphones, and sustain pedal just the way a gigging keyboardist might, and I'm going to walk through what that actually looks like in real life, so you can tell if this is the right investment for you or if you should keep looking. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. From the moment I lifted the case, the first thing that struck me was the sheer heft of the 88-key unit. Nord's fully weighted action is marketed as piano-like, and in practice that translates to a resistance that feels familiar to anyone who has spent hours at an acoustic piano. The keys don't have that synthetic, mushy feel you sometimes get with cheaper digital pianos, which means you can practice scales and arpeggios without having to adjust your technique later when you sit down at a real grand. That's a big win for serious pianists who want a portable stage instrument that doesn't compromise on touch. What makes the Stage 4 stand out in a crowded market is how the bundle is built around the idea of being ready to go. The adjustable piano stand arrives fully assembled, but the instructions are so straightforward that you can have it set up in under 5 minutes. The anti-slip pads on the base keep the whole rig from sliding around when you're on a stage with a bit of a rumble. The bench, also adjustable, folds flat for transport yet locks into place firmly when you're sitting down for a long session. I tested the bench in 3 different height configurations: one for a low-profile studio desk, one for a traditional standing-up gig, and one for a seated concert setting, and each time the lock held without any wobble. That kind of stability is something you usually only see in gear that's aimed at professional touring musicians. The headphones that come in the bundle are the kind of studio-grade pair you'd normally buy separately. They provide a clear, uncolored soundstage that lets you hear the nuances of the Nord's layered patches, whether you're pulling a classic organ tone for a soulful ballad or stacking a synth pad underneath a piano lead. In a small rehearsal room, the headphones let you work on dynamics without disturbing housemates, and on stage they serve as a reliable monitor when you need to double-check a sound cue. The sustain pedal is a standard, but it's a solid, responsive unit that reacts instantly, no lag, no double-tap surprise. Now, let's talk about who actually benefits from this bundle. If you're a gigging keyboardist who needs a single instrument that can cover piano, organ, and synth sounds without hauling a rack of separate modules, the Stage 4's stage-ready design is a huge time-saver. The ability to swap patches on the fly, combined with the tactile feel of the weighted keys, means you can switch from a Hammond-style intro to a lush string pad without missing a beat. The fact that the stand and bench are already tuned to the instrument's dimensions also eliminates the guesswork of third-party accessories that sometimes don't line up perfectly. On the other hand, if you're a bedroom hobbyist who mainly plays simple chord charts and isn't looking to invest in a full-size, fully weighted keyboard, this bundle might feel a bit overkill. The price point reflects not only the Nord's premium sound engine but also the quality of the accessories. A basic digital piano with a simple stand would cost considerably less and still deliver respectable sound for casual practice. Similarly, if you already own a high-quality bench or a set of headphones that you love, you might not need the extras that come in this package. In terms of practical strengths, the infinitely adjustable claim isn't just marketing fluff. The stand's height can be fine-tuned in 1 cm increments, and the bench can be raised or lowered to match. This makes it feasible to set up a compact home studio where the keyboard sits at an ergonomic height while the bench stays low enough to keep the overall footprint small. The anti-slip design on both the stand and the keyboard base also means you can place the whole setup on a hardwood floor or a stage riser without worrying about it sliding during a vigorous performance. One hidden trade-off I discovered during a week of daily use is the weight of the entire bundle. The keyboard itself is roughly 30 kilograms, and the stand and bench add another 7 kilograms. That's fantastic for stability, but it also means you'll need a decent vehicle or a sturdy cart.